Okay, so Elbows Up Toronto. I went there as a journalist, as a columnist, but also as a citizen. Um, Partly because, like, one of the things that's been jingling around in my mind um, is this sense of like, you know, one day my children's children asking me, "Grandpa, what did you do in the war?" Right? Like, and and be not just that, but actually this real desire that I think a lot of Canadians feel of like, we know we don't want this. We know we want to resist this, but it's not like a scene where we're going to grab a musket and head for the border to defend it. It's not one of these things where we need to pile up sandbags near the Don River. Like it's not even a natural disaster relief where we might say, okay, let's organize the food drives and there's a sense like you want to do something. And obviously there are things the government should do and will do, and we can vote on that. And we all know by now that we're like switching from bourbon to rye and checking the labels on the on the vegetables at the grocery store to see if it's local produce. But like beyond that, like what can I do? How can I join the fight? And when you were speaking on Monday, you sort of articulated that this is an attempt here to channel that desire to do something into action.
We have enormous human capital. We have talent. We have economic power. We have people who are defining our culture. And part of it is a great, painful, and difficult disentangling of ourselves from the American juggernaut, which we have taken for granted all this time. So I wrote a piece in Spacing Magazine, and I talked about one of the things is how Canadians have defined success. So if you were a writer,
right,
it was going to New York and getting published in the States. If you were a tech person, it was going to Silicon Valley. If you were an artist or a performer.
If you're an actor, it's you go to Hollywood,
you
right?
go to Hollywood. Yeah. And it was the validation that came from being under the American umbrella. And so part of it is a new look at ourselves, which is happening spontaneously, saying, no, we don't have to rely on that. We are pretty special, and we have to support each other and celebrate ourselves.
Thinking about how we think about our culture.
How we think about our culture. And it immediately occurred to everybody, like me in the audience, wait a minute, we can hardly see Canadian films in our own country. Our literature is ending up on a little shelf called CanLit. Our culture has been, to some extent, marginalized by this overwhelming presence of American culture.